Oh my god! That might be the best lyric I've ever heard. Stop stealing my focus, Florence. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucen. I'm a singer-songwriter, and today I'm going to be reacting to Born to Die by Lana Del Rey. Let's go. I haven't ever heard the whole of Born to Die. I'm sure that I've heard some of the singles because this was like a breakthrough thing, wasn't it? Before Chemtrails Over the Country Club, I hadn't really actually properly listened to Lana Del Rey, and I actually really liked Chemtrails Over the Country Club. It was quite slow and quite intimate, but it was really really beautiful. Yeah, so I'm quite excited to actually go back and discover her back catalogue. If you've been following my channel, then you know I put out a poll asking everybody which Lana Del Rey album I should react to, and like by far and above, Norman effing Rockwell was the most popular vote. But I had a few key people comment on there, and they said quite strongly that I should react to them in order. So thanks Vanessa and Cleo Diamond. So I put another poll saying should I listen to them in order or not, and that was overwhelmingly in support of doing them in order. So I've decided to start at the beginning. Someone's gonna have to explain to me what the hell is going on with her self-titled thing. Let me know if it's worth actually reacting to, or what is even going on with that. I don't really know. Long story short, I survived. God, it's a chaotic video already. Long story short, I am doing Born to Die. Before we get started though, make sure if you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel and give this video a like if you like it as well, because that really helps out in the algorithm, as you all know, I'm sure by now. So let's go. This is song number 1. This is Born to Die, the title track. Ooh, it's like a Hollywood movie. Okay, has a bit more rhythm to the stuff on Chemtrails already. Feet don't fail me now, huh? That's cool, I love that. Existential, running towards the gates of heaven. Wow. Just looking at a hard life. Huh. Take a walk on the wild side, you like your girl's insane. It's really dark, isn't it? She's talking about some sort of relationship, maybe something not born to last. I really like the instrumentation, having these long legato strings and things, but the drums are quite metallic, kind of cuts through. I think it's about maybe living in the moment. Yeah. Because sometimes she just feels so existential and so there's nothing like life. She's just born to die. So she needs to kind of live her life while she can. Whoa. It's so dark. It's quite epic. It really kind of fills you with this kind of doomsday kind of vibe. Yeah. It's don't make me cry, don't bring me down. Let's just keep it light, keep it high, keep it crazy, keep it fun, because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. Interesting. I like how the production there is really painting this picture. It kind of feels like a retro kind of neighborhood. Does that make sense? Wow, that's quite an existential place to start the album. It opened up kind of feeling she's walking the streets and she's walking all the way up to the gates, and she hopes the gates of heaven, presumably, and she hopes that she gets accepted. But in the meantime, what is she supposed to do with her life? She's lonely on a Friday night walking down the street. So she kind of says, you know what? I'm just going to let loose. I'm just going to find someone to be crazy with. I'm going to find someone to get high with and kiss in the rain. Life is short, so let's just live it. Let's be crazy. Yeah. Dramatic. I love that. I'm always into the drama, you know me. Let's go on to the next song. Okay, so this is Off to the Races. Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh, this is cool. Toxic relationship. This is so cool. I wasn't expecting this, you know. It's kind of someone living on the edge, isn't it? With a potentially destructive relationship. Wow. All the phrasing that she uses as well is quite kind of old-fashioned, isn't it? She kind of sounds like almost like this kind of on the edge kind of Hollywood starlet, you know?
Says it feels like heaven to her.
Oh. It's got such a vibe to it. The production stuff is really cool as well. Like the drums are quite forward and quite edgy. Bacardi Chase is chasing me all over the time. That's really cool. Wow. This character seems so broken, you know? Just the way she sings that, it's very like, kind of seems kind of drunk. I'm just cute, just let me be, you know, that kind of thing. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Who else is gonna put up with me? Yeah. Wow. She's really painting a picture, isn't she? Wow. It's kind of like two destructive, broken, dark people with heavy vices who end up together, you know, and they're the only ones for each other because they're both broken, you know? Oof. Wow. This is so unique, isn't it? Love it. Wow, I love that. That kind of outro, oof, strings, proper orchestral. Yeah, it really kind of feels like an old Hollywood movie. You know, like a lot of the phrases that she was using kind of make it seem quite vintage, make it seem kind of like 50s kind of era, like my old man. Yeah, and referring to yourself as a starlet, you know, that kind of, it makes you think of like Marilyn Monroe. It makes you think of like these like Hollywood like dolls who had these kind of very, very troubled existences. And this character that she's playing is obviously very troubled, obviously has a lot of vices. She's going off to the races, chasing the Bacardi chases, and they're chasing her around the town, all that kind of stuff. Really, really clever, but like really kind of painting this picture of somebody who is like off the wagon, you know. But she kind of then develops her relationship with this guy a bit more, and you kind of find out that he's got like grabbed her heart, and it's all very kind of like seems very like, I guess nowadays you would call it kind of, I don't know, maybe not abusive, but very kind of like ownership of the woman, like that kind of like old kind of tradition, you know, back like 60, 70 years ago. Very much feels like that kind of relationship. But she's kind of saying, you know, I'm broken. Who else is going to put up with me with like this? You are my one true love, because no one else is going to put up with me like this. So it kind of seems toxic and broken and like dangerous, and it's so cool. Like it fulfills this kind of like this image. I know I say this all the time, but it paints like a really full picture, really takes you to that place. Very, very cool. Liked that a lot. I'm adding that to my current Bops playlist. If you haven't been watching my videos, then I have a Spotify playlist that I've been running recently. I add all my favourite songs from each reaction, but also just basically what I'm listening to on Spotify. So if you want to follow that playlist, I'll leave a link in the description. Yay. Let's go on to song number 3. This is Blue Jeans. Oh, I feel like I've heard this one. I don't know it well, though. Even more imagery of that kind of James Dean 60s, 50s movie star trope, you know? End of time. Oh, yeah, I remember this. This is so epic, this song. Oh, she's devoted to this person, isn't she? This James Dean character. It kind of feels like old country rock, doesn't it? Wow. So this guy has kind of left his hometown to chase his dreams, and she is completely sold on him. Really telling a story that has like nuance and detail. Very cool. I love the strings. Oof. No matter what you do, I'll be by your side, even if you go out every night. He left. Oh. They took him away. Oh, I've got chills. Oh my god. I've heard this song before, but I've never listened to it, you know? Wow. So, oh wow. So this guy got arrested and taken away. Oof, this is so cool. Wow. Oh my god. So that song, like, it makes sense now. Listen to it properly. Like, oh my god. So she's so completely devoted to this person that she's like, you can go out every night and I don't care what you do, I'll still be here. I will still love you for 1,000,000 years until the end of time. And it sounds like at the end of the middle 8 that he gets maybe arrested and taken away. So it really is painting this picture of this kind of like toxic relationship that she's in, but she's so in. She's completely in. She doesn't care what he does. She's gonna love him forever, even if it kind of kills her, you know? It's so dark. It really paints this picture of this kind of like idealistic kind of James Dean type who is kind of a rebel there for his dreams, but probably he seems to have a lot of dirty stuff going on side. Maybe he's like part of like drugs. Maybe he's like, you know, he doesn't really like specify, but there's something bad going on, and yet she is devoted to him completely. Yeah. Oh, so cool. This character that she's kind of painting through all these like different songs, you know, from Born to Die, somebody who's feeling lost and existential, and then she kind of like develops it even further in more detail and off to the races where, you know, she's really kind of painting this picture of this, God, I need to come up with some new words. She's really telling the story of this girl who is like gone off the deep end, and then this one is actually then really developing the story of the person that she's in love with, and it's just so full and full of detail. It's really, really like really cool, amazingly cool. I love stuff like this. Let's go on to song number 4. This is Video Games, which of course I have heard. It's probably her biggest hit ever, but I don't think I've ever properly listened to the lyrics and stuff, so I'm quite excited to like find out what this song is really about. It still sounds like a church. Do you know what I mean? Like church bells, maybe. Maybe it's about the guy again. Describing their relationship, isn't it? Yeah. She's kind of like painting this picture of this like this wife who is devoted, you know, she does everything for him, you know, go and play a video game, I'll sort out everything, you know. Is that true? Even the way she sings kind of seems a bit dazed. Ooh. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Devoted, but the music is so dark. Yeah, it really feels like she's filling this kind of housewife story, you know? Kind of like a march, like a slow marching. It's really dark, considering it's a love song as well. Really cool. What's the line about the bad girls about? Yeah. So fascinating. So dark. I love it. That's really interesting, that song. That song is so interesting. Like, it's a love song, but it's so dark. And I think that, like, there's very much like a reading between the lines kind of thing going on with this. The central lyrics are, it's you, it's all for you, everything I do, which kind of seems like on the surface like a kind of simple love song. But when you actually kind of dig into like the kind of characters that she's building, it feels very damaging and dark. And I think that the music kind of belies the darkness underneath. If it was a poem, or if you just listen to the hook, you might not necessarily think that it's a dark song. It's you, it's all for you, everything I do. I tell you all the time, heaven is a place on earth with you. When you just say those lyrics, it sounds very beautiful, very romantic. So I don't know whether it's about her or not, but she's kind of building up this character, like knowing that her devotion to this guy who is potentially dodgy is not a good thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Very, very intelligent songwriting. So cool. And like, yeah, she's kind of furthering this kind of image of this kind of very traditional couple. She's like, I'll sort out everything. I'll put on your favorite dress, go and play your video games. I will do everything for you. It could be seen as romantic, but it's that thing where when you read between the lines, he holds all the power in that relationship. I could go on for hours. Oh, my stomach is rumbling. I wonder if you could hear that. So let's go on to the next song. This is Diet Mountain Dew. I've had a Mountain Dew before. We don't have it in the UK, but I have had it before. Tasty. Oh, I've heard this one too. I like the vibe of this one. Yeah. It sounds like they're going out on the town. Ugh. Yeah. It kind of sounds like they're maybe on a night out, or they're on a bike, they've gone up to New York City, and she's, in the back of her head, is questioning their relationship. Wow, yeah. She's acknowledging that their relationship isn't stable, you know. Ugh. Did somebody sample this section? Because I really recognize it. So yeah, she's acknowledging the fact that this person is not a good influence, but she's still in love with him. Wow. I love this. I wonder what the Giant Mountain Dew means. You have to let me know what your theories are in terms of like what the metaphor is. Yeah. She's kind of realizing, I think, the toxicity in her relationship with him, but she seems like a character who has no self-confidence, you know? And as she said earlier, she thinks that she can't get anyone better. No one else will put up with her, you know? Cool. Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so I have heard that one before. I've never really listened to it, though. That's kind of the ongoing theme, isn't it? Interesting. I'm not 100% sure what the metaphor is about, but it really seems like in that song she is realizing that this guy that we've been getting to know throughout the previous songs is no good for her. He's a bad influence on her, and yet she still wants him. It's that kind of like self-perpetuating, self-destructive kind of like character. That kind of headspace, this character is very much in that space. But it kind of sounds like she should be like enjoying her day with this guy or whatever. But there's always this kind of question going on in the back of her head. Like, I know that you're no good for me, but I want you. I still want you. Do you think we'll be in love forever? It's kind of almost like a kind of realization that maybe she doesn't think that she's ever going to be able to kind of get out of it. Maybe she thinks she does need to get out of it, but she doesn't have the confidence to get out of it. She thinks it's going to last forever. What? This is so cool. Okay, National Anthem. I think I've heard this one too. So this is becoming like an ongoing thing. I remember the hook for this one, but I don't really know what the song's about. Okay, cool. Let's go on to song number 6 then. This is National Anthem. I love all the string arrangements in this. Ooh. Oh, fireworks. Cool. Of course, National Anthem, yeah. I love all the sampling in this album, actually. Money. Wow. Tell me I'm your national anthem. Yeah. Wow. Heaven's in your eyes. Oh, I love that. Money is the reason we exist. Woof. Yeah. Wow. It's kind of like reflecting her relationship to like capitalism and national pride. It's kind of like a interesting metaphor, you know? This is sick. How have I not like discovered Lana up until this point? Wow. Oh my god, the lyrics are amazing. Yeah, this is so cool. It has such a point of view and such a darkness and such edginess to it. I love it. And having that chorus that is like a group of people singing the national anthem is so... I love stuff like that. She really has something to say with this album, I think. Amazing. Amazing! Like, what have I been doing all these years? Do you know what I mean? Like, how have I not properly listened to these songs before? I just love that kind of, like, that metaphor, that juxtaposition, that link between her relationship and the kind of feeling of what is success, what is society. We're built upon money, we're built upon, like, this kind of national pride. And then it's kind of, like, relating it to her relationship with this guy. I think it's really interesting. It's kind of like has lots of layers to it, and I can't wait to actually really like properly like give it like loads of listens and really discover like what the real meaning is. Let me know what your kind of interpretation of all these songs are, because they're so deep and so multifaceted. Like, what are your favorite songs and what do they all mean? Let me know in the comments. I love getting into the comments and really finding out more about music from all of your like expertise. Right, okay, let's go on to song number 7. This is Dark Paradise. Oh, beautiful. Oh, like a mermaid, like a siren. Wow, wasn't expecting that. So maybe he's left. Wow. Oh, she's broken without him. Wow. my god, I got chills. On the other side of what? Did he die? Maybe he did go to prison. Wow. Oh my god. The idea of a dark paradise, it's like a juxtaposition, isn't it? Because she loves him, but he's not there. Oh, wow. You're only there in my dreams. Oh, the drums have changed again. This is so cool. I love the production on this. Amazing. I'm scared that you won't be waiting on the other side. Maybe he has gone to prison. Interesting. I don't want to wake up from the dark paradise. Oh my god. Oh, I don't want to wake up from this tonight, because it's almost like when I'm asleep, I can be with you because you're not here. Oh, this is so cool. And it sounds like all of her friends, like they were saying that she shouldn't be with him, that she shouldn't be in love with him, even though he's not there. She's still in love with him. She's still pining for him. To me, it sounds like maybe the story is that he's gone to prison, or maybe it's like intentionally loose. I don't know, but it's like, I'm scared that you won't be waiting for me on the other side. It could be like seen as like in heaven, you know, maybe you won't be in heaven because you've gone to hell or something, you know, if he's died. Or I don't know, like there's so much you could take from that, but like, it's so dark. I don't want to wake up from this tonight. It's like the dark paradise, because in this paradise I can be with you, and I don't want to wake up. Kind of, there's a darkness. It's such a brilliant like oxymoron, really, isn't it? Oh my god. Love it. Oh. Wow. So cool. You can really just like get so deep into it, you know? Right. Okay, let's go on to song number 8. This is Radio. Huh. Who? Who's she talking about? Oh my god. Huh. Maybe she found someone new. Maybe it's because she's found some success. Huh. Maybe this is about her, like, journey as an artist. Yeah. Maybe she found success with one of the singles and then wrote the album. And this song is kind of, like, saying that, like, the success that she's found has almost, like, turned her life around. I don't know. Oh, so cool. I love this production. I finally found you. This is really cool. This whole album, I'm loving it. Wow, how do you like me now? It's almost like saying, you know, now she's found success, like, how do you like me now? Do you like me now? Do you know what I mean? It's almost like this kind of quest for acceptance. And she's kind of finding that now she's on the radio. Maybe she has more acceptance, maybe. I found you. Who is you? Is it a person? Is it success itself? I don't know. Really interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and if there's any other context that I don't know, as always, please comment down below. Right, let's go on to song number 9. This is Carmen. Ooh. The production in all these like songs is so cool. It's like a little bit more experimental than Chemtrails was. Huh. It's the third person. Oh, okay. So she's looking towards another person who is maybe an alcoholic. Wow. Wow. She's almost idolizing this person who like uses alcohol to cope, but her alcohol is top shelf. So cool. Lyrics are amazing. It's so amazing. Wow. But she still looks up to it. Lana still looks up to her. They all like her, yeah. Because she's that kind of, yeah, that kind of person. So dark. I love this. Haha. Huh. Wow. Wow. She must be like an actress, but maybe she only lives for the camera. Is that French? Yeah, I was gonna say, I can't understand what it's saying. Yeah. People are idolizing this woman, but there's obviously some dark reality to it. Yeah. Interesting. kind of feels like another kind of like Hollywood, kind of old-fashioned Hollywood imagery, you know? Yeah, she doesn't have a problem lying to herself because her liquor is top shelf. Isn't it just amazing? Her lyricism is just unlike anything else I've ever heard. She tells these kind of stories that are so rich and so full, but all kind of joined together to kind of almost kind of give this kind of vision of old-fashioned Hollywood housewife, you know? It's all in the same kind of world, you know? But each song is so fleshed out in its own right as well. So she's like talking about like idolizing this person. Maybe it's like idolizing a Hollywood star because they're so charming and everybody likes them and everybody wants to be like them. But she's like, you don't want to be like me. She has no problem lying to herself because her liquor's top shelf. She might be an alcoholic, but she can kind of almost get away with lying to herself because she's successful and because maybe she has so many people around her telling her that she's amazing. She can lie to herself and she can be an alcoholic. This is another kind of element of this kind of Marilyn Monroe-esque kind of character, but this one's a little bit more in the third person. Maybe the character in the album is actually now looking at it and kind of thinking again about, you know, does she actually want to be like this person? Because actually, like, she's lying to herself. Can we talk about that lyric? That lyric, oh my God. Amazing. This album is so good. Right, okay, let's go on to song number 10. This is $1 Million Man. Interesting. Ooh, hello. Oh, yes. Huh, final hour. Wow. Oh, I love it musically. I love the use of chords here. Oh. Oh my God! That might be the best lyric I've ever heard. I can't even. It's this dark person that she's fallen in love with still. And if you're so good, then why is her heart broken, you know? It's more about this person that she's now realizing that she's been devoted to somebody destructive, you know? Oh, this is so fucking good. Oh, the music is so clever because it ties together these chords that sound at home and it sound major and then switches it straight into a chord that it sounds dark and minor. It's both sides because if this person is so good and so beautiful, nice chord, how can she be heartbroken? Dark chord. It's like, yeah, amazing. Oh, this is so good. I can't even cope. Amazing. Oh, you told me her lyrics were good, but Jesus Christ, that might be one of the best lyrics I've ever heard. Oh my God. As if. How come if you look like $1 million man? And why is my heart broke? Oh, yeah. So good. Oh my God. So yeah, it really feels like she's realized in this song that she has been in love with, you know, a loser this whole time, you know, with a dangerous man because he's gone and broken her heart. Even though he was supposed to be this like perfect human being, he's gone and broken her heart. I don't know what else I could say about that song. It's just amazing. Can we just talk? It's just, just the lyricism is so beautiful. Like feels in this whole beautiful picture, but it's so clever. And the musicality of it, like I was saying, like it sounds like it's going into a major key, but then it brings back that that note. It's that really kind of creepy, kind of dark, kind of cinematic version of the minor key. With those chords, she's illustrating those two sides of it. You know, she's in love, but then her heart's broken. You know, why? So amazing. Right, okay, let's go on to song number 11. This is the penultimate song on the album, and this is Summertime Sadness, which, yes, I know. Like, there was no escaping that song. But, again, I haven't actually ever listened to it properly, so I'm excited to actually dig into the lyrics and kind of find out more about this story that she's been building. Kiss me hard before you go. Summertime Sadness. Sounds like she's saying goodbye to someone. Amazing imagery. So cool. The telephone wires above are sizzling like a snare. Summertime sadness. Maybe she's happy that she's free, but also kind of sad that she's leaving in a way. Like lyrically, she sounds free and that she's moving on and that she's, you know, happy. But then she's got the summertime sadness. I'm not sure. What does that mean? It's like she's been through the darkness and has kind of come out the other side, you know, and nothing scares her anymore. Maybe it's like in the middle of like euphoria. Sometimes there's little moments where you feel melancholy. Maybe that's what it's describing. Yeah, she's definitely saying goodbye. She's just gonna keep going. Maybe she's sick of waiting for this guy and she's decided to let go of it, which is melancholy at the same time as being freeing, you know? It's quite epic, isn't it? You can tell that the album's kind of coming up to a climax, you know? Summertime sadness, oh, oh, oh. So interesting to properly listen to that song, because I think that the club remix just kind of takes the hook. That's the kind of bit that sticks in your head, you know, like you don't necessarily listen to the lyrics, but it's a very interesting song because it doesn't necessarily say one thing or another. In the verses, it really sounds like she's free and she's getting away and she's on the coast and she's driving away from maybe like getting free of this relationship that she's been talking about through the album. But then at the same time, the chorus is like kind of melancholy. Maybe in the midst of getting free and feeling that she's free, she's having these little moments of melancholy and kind of looking back at the beauty of the relationship. Like all of her songs kind of have this kind of duality and juxtaposition. You can't have happiness without sadness at the same time. In itself, it's a bit like Dark Paradise, Summertime Sadness, you know, something that's associated with being happy and something that's, you know, sadness. It's that duality. And I think that she's really focusing upon that duality. In all the songs, really, when you think about $1 Million Man, that also had a sense of duality to it as well. It's really, really cool. Amazing. And kind of like really poignant, actually. Oh. So before we go on to the last song, just a quick PSA. If you've got this far and you haven't subscribed, then what's going on? Like, what's going on? You should subscribe. So let's go on to the final song of the album. This is What Makes Us Girls. This is song number 12. Yeah, I'm interested to see how you put a finale on this album.
Remember how we used to party up one night, taste of real life.
Yeah, nostalgic. Maybe it's like a teenage romance she's looking back at. I don't know. Wow. Oh, okay. So it's like a statement on being female and falling in love with a bad guy. Yeah, kind of taking a step back, isn't it? So she's talking about a friendship, I think, kind of before the real world kind of got to them and knocked them back. Wow. So, I just love the lyricism. Oh my god. I don't know what else to say about it. It's so clever. That character's like leaving their childhood behind and the real world is kind of smacking them around the chops, you know? Wow. Amazing. Amazing. So that one really felt like almost like she was kind of taking a step out of the storyline and kind of looking back at her relationship or like the relationship of this character and kind of almost kind of saying she's on the back foot because of her kind of innate position in society as a female. And actually like it kind of turns it around, makes it's a little bit more of a feminist message than earlier in the album, which is a bit more like kind of retro housewifey, you know? Yeah. Oh my god, sorry. It's a cool way to look back at the album and actually kind of have kind of progressed, you know, and kind of it's almost like the narrator is kind of taking a step back and learning from the story of the album, if that makes sense. There is just so much detail in there. I bet I haven't even scratched the surface. Like, what an incredible album. Like, I've literally got like hearts next to like most of the album. It's just like so interesting, you know, so clever. The lyrics are so beautifully done, but also tell this like, you know, really kind of fully fleshed story, you know, that's not just one thing or another. It's not just telling a story, but it's filling in all the nuances and filling in all the details. Absolutely fascinating. And I've never heard anything quite like it. I don't understand how I haven't listened to this album before. Like, how have I only just discovered this? Do you know what I mean? Like, so the Paradise edition, I'm going to do that in a separate video. So keep an eye out next month. I'll do it as like probably a Tuesday video. Thank you so much for like telling me to listen to this album. I'm so kind of chuffed that I've now kind of discovered her, and I get the hype, you know, I get it. I totally get it. I'm looking forward to going through our whole catalogue and really finding out more about her and more about, is it her or is it this character, you know? Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to the end. I do new reactions every single Friday, so make sure to keep an eye out for me. Fridays, 10 p.m. UK time every week. I will be there. Okay, so this week for the Song of the Week, I am celebrating one of my favourite bands have got new music out, so I'm going to choose one of their songs. So this is from the band Churches, who are like a Scottish electro band. There's a song on their first album called Under the Tide, and usually Lauren, who's the lead singer, she sings on all the songs, but on each album they have one or two sung by the guy, and this one, Under the Tide, I don't even necessarily know what it's about lyrically, but it just had such an important kind of emotional connection for me. There's just something about it. It just completely just takes me away to that place where I remember when I first heard it, you know? Such a special song for me, and it's really beautiful. If you want to check out Under the Tide by Churches, I'll add it to my Song of the Week playlist and I'll leave the link below. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the end. I'll see you next Friday. Cool, bye!